mindfulness, about the chatter, the constant chatter that's going on these days, because there's so much overload of information, right? We are living in the digital age, which is extremely good, but then it's a double-edged sword, right? You are so
Absolutely.
literally sucked up into it. And kids, rather than having toys these days in their hands and where they should be playing out or doing something else, I mean, adults alike, everybody, devices are like, stuck to them. You just can't do without it. Your last thing that you do in the night is, you have a device in your hand. The first thing most of the people do is they have a device in their hand again. And during the day, of course, you are again, near some device or something all the time. So which also, and of course with the COVID and everything in the last couple of years, it's been so stressful in general for everybody, being locked in. There's been, the pandemic has totally disrupted everything. I mean, one never even thought about how it would be, but that's led to a lot of stress. So with stress, of course, so how can yoga help to de-stress? What, if you can
Oh,
elaborate a
yes.
little more on that? Very
Oh,
relevant
yes.
and very important for everyone.
Definitely. I think all of those things you have mentioned are making people a lot more anxious. And yes, and this word, of course, that we use is become like even the children are using the word stress. It sort of is
Yeah.
like the big umbrella under it. Everything else is
True.
fitting in, which is to do with negative emotions, to do with physical problems, to do with mental problems, to do with the,
Hmm.
everything is getting bundled under this one word stress. So, but let me go back to what you were saying about devices, and I think I would
Hmm.
like to maybe just share with all of your audience that the most complicated and the
Hmm.
most sophisticated device that we all have access to is this, the body.
Yeah. True.
And is the mind. Yeah, our mind,
Yeah.
our body, and our emotions. And all this is where yoga is playing a part. So there are really four things that we are interacting with and enhancing the quality of when we do
Hmm.
yoga practice. So, first is your body. Definitely, you're improving your body, you're opening it up through the stretches, and the body has lots of blockages in it. And when you open it out, it's just like, something is lying crumpled, and then we open
Hmm.
out and you stretch it out. So, it just opens up. So, the energy is open, and there is a free flow happening of blood,
Yeah.
lymphatic, uh, or prana or energy through our bodies, which is how
Hmm.
we benefit through the physical movements. And
Hmm.
when it comes to breathing, when you're breathing in and taking a deeper breath by those 3 to 4 counts, and when you're breathing out, you're taking out 3, 4 counts extra in your conscious breathing. You're straight away reducing that mental activity, bringing that uh, you know the overwhelm that's going on in our mind with excessive
Yeah.
thoughts, or just in different directions things are going on. It just helps that at a mental level.
Hmm.
Once we have taken care of releasing some of these blocks, you see, everything is interlinked
Hmm.
in our bodies. This is not one before the other. And then it is emotionally, you will find when you are hungry, aren't you a little bit irritated? If you're on an
Yeah.
empty stomach, or if you're too hot, yeah, it's easier for you to have road rage, or easier
Hmm.
for you to get irritated, you see. And because at the end of the day, it's a chemical factory, our body, so if
Hmm.
something is not okay there, then we are not reacting in harmonies. The minute we have the food, the minute we've got our body temperature normal, uh, things at that level, physical level, then the emotions become calm, you see.
Hmm.
So we become more, we are able to, we are having a happy day. uh, there are things we can ignore, even if things happen which we don't like, we don't necessarily react to them. So what I'm trying to say here is that we can start anywhere,
Hmm.
emotions, our mind, our our physical bodies, but we must recognize that these are various aspects of us, and each of them can become like a source point for us
Mm.
to be able to bring health and well-being into our lives. It doesn't have to be only through the body. By looking after our emotions, by smiling a lot,
Yeah.
again, we don't have to buy anything for that.
Yeah.
By being able to, so we can have different routes. And I think yoga again so popular because just in your 60 minutes to 75-minute class, you will be touching all aspects of this. So it's a holistic, and I think you were mentioning somewhere, wholesome
Right.
practice for well-being. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think following you and your work, we've seen excellent reviews, from people who've been taking healing in classes, etc., from